Hey everybody, welcome to Art Recycle Today with Mrs. Hollemeyer. Today we are going to do something really fun. We're going to do a project with Model Magic and we are going to make dragon eyes. Now this is a project on colored pencils, mixing colors as you can see in the eyeball. This is also a project on texture with the Model Magic clay. We're going to be doing some coiling and some other techniques. What you're going to need is you're going to need your 1 ounce package of Model Magic white. You're also going to need a glass, I don't know, for lack of a better term, bead, I guess. And I get these from those magnet kits that you can buy on Amazon. You can buy a set of like 75 pieces for about $12. And then you can use the magnets for something else. I just use the glass part for this project. I tend to make sure that this glass part is at least 1 inch wide. You're going to need some colored pencils to blend the colors for the eye. And you're also going to need a Sharpie pen for the black part. It helps to have a toothpick to do some textures in the Model Magic. And you want some note cards to dry your eye on and cut that out on. And then some clear Elmer's glue or some type of clear glue. So let's go ahead and get started and make this fun art project. All right, so to get started, I have my index card here. And what I did was I took my glass bead and I traced it 3 times because we're gonna try to make 3 different eyes and then we'll choose the one that we like the best. I just traced it with my Sharpie pen and then I kind of did this part of the eye with a Sharpie marker. You can do that with a pen as well if that's all you have. So I'm going to finish my last one. It's kind of an almond shape. You can see I just went out to the left and out to the right and then I filled it in. And I did the same thing for each one. So now looking at a color wheel, you can either choose to combine 2 primary colors like yellow and red or yellow and blue or blue-red, right? Or you can choose to combine analogous colors, colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. So a color like green with blue, right? Red with orange, etc. If you find a pink, pink is going to act like red. Just keep in mind because pink is made with white and red combined. So I'm going to try some different color combinations. I'm always going to take the lighter color and go take that lighter color and put it next to the pupil. And then I'm going to go about halfway across the eye. So for example, if I was using yellow and blue, I would use yellow first and yellow would go closer to the pupil. On the outside, you're going to put the darker color. And then as you go towards the center of the eye, towards the pupil, you're going to overlap, which will probably give you some type of third color. This one is between my light green and my blue in that middle space. So there is eye number 1, right? And I can test my glass bead over that. So maybe my next one, I'm gonna go with 2 primaries. I'll go with yellow and red. There we go. So now as you can see, I don't really care about staying in the lines because we're going to cut this out. And even I made a mistake here. I took yellow and I started at the outer edge of this one and then I kind of corrected that. But you can see now some of these look better than others, right? And this is why I have kids do multiples. I really like this one. I really like this one. This one not so much, you know, because red and blue, they combine to make purple. But that purple's kind of a dark color, right? It just doesn't stand out like these do with that nice light color by the pupil there. And then the bright colors kind of going towards the outer edge. So I'm definitely not going to do that one. So for this one, I think I'm going to choose this one. And I'm going to cut out the eye of my choice. All right, once I have it cut out, I'm going to take clear glue, okay? And I'm going to take just a small dot and put it onto my eye. Like so. Kind of move that around and kind of get it stuck. And then I'm just going to put that to the side for now. Maybe even let that dry for a little while. Now I'm going to take my second index card here. I'm going to lay it down, move my colored pencils to the side, and now I'm going to be working with my Model Magic clay. So I'm going to cut this package open. And I'm going to slide my scissors up the top like this and cut this way because the Model Magic is always in this kind of in a rectangle. And so I actually want to try to keep it in that rectangle shape because I'm going to cut it into thirds. So if this is the middle, slide over just a tad, go 1, 2, 3, right? You got 3 somewhat equal parts. May not be perfect, but that's okay, right? So now I'm going to take 1/3 and I'm going to start squishing it and flattening it. This is going to be the back part of the eye, which you actually can't see. So I'm going to flatten it with my fingers, kind of make an oval shape like this, and then I'm going to lay it down on the index card. And before I go any further, I'm forgetting something pretty important. I am forgetting my name in the upper corner. So there is the base of my eye. So now what I'm gonna do is, ideally you would give this a little bit of time to dry so that glue would be dry, but I'm trying to make a video here, so I'm going faster than normal. I'm going to push that in, push it down a little bit, kind of get it stuck, right? So now I'm gonna take one of these, and they're gonna be the eyelid, and I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna divide it in half. And actually, really, you need less than that. So I'm gonna even take a little bit off of that half and maybe just add it to that one. And now I'm going to start to pinch, and I'm going to make an eyelid. And I'm going to kind of pinch out a long oval shape, kind of like this, right? So now I'm going to lay it on top of the eye. And here's the deal. If it's too long, like, whoa, that's too long, right? You can always fold it back, because you want to cover the top of the eye, but you don't want to cover it too much. And so now I have the other half. I'm gonna kind of just rip that in half again. Again, pinch out that long oval. And again, I'm sensing it's maybe too wide. I'm gonna fold it in half and then pinch it like this on either side of the eyeball. And if you feel like you covered it up too much, just take and pull this open a little bit more. Now I'm pulling it open. You know what I'm not doing? I'm not pinching it, because if you pinch, 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 pinch here, this will get really thin and long. If it does, you just fold it back. But there is my eye, right? Okay, so the next part of this is creating the textures that go around the eyeball. Now, I'm gonna have 3 tools to do this. One is a pencil, one is a toothpick, and one is a scissors. And I'm going to also be making some coils. So remember, texture is the way that something feels. So this would be one texture. This twisted coil would be another. And these little dots or slashes would even be another. So I'm going to take my clay here, and let's say I go to make a coil. A coil is kind of like a snake, right? But for this project, because it's so small, you want to make them really thin. Now, the first thing you could do to create a texture is take a coil, fold it in half, and then twist it. And that gives you something that's kind of like a braided look. Not exactly a braid, but something that's pretty cool like that, right? So that could be number 1. I'm going to take and put that around the outer edge of my dragon eye. Now, here's the thing about model magic. Once you stick it on, it's stuck on. So once you really press, if you want to take it off, it's probably going to stick, and you may have to end up using your scissors to cut it off, and then you can just reshape it and try it again. So there's texture 1. Texture 2, let's say I make another coil. And again, I'm going to make it really thin. What would happen if I started spiraling it like this? Ooh, that's kind of nice. Maybe I'll have that be my second texture. I'm gonna put one right there. Maybe I'll take and put a smaller one over here. All right, keep going. Maybe I can make a coil again. Oh my goodness, there are so many things you can do with coils, guys. Make it really thin. And then maybe I'll create a texture where I take the coil and I start folding itself like this, almost like a coiled snake, where it's stacking on top of itself. And I'll start there. And then as it comes around, I kind of keep doing it until it kind of ends. That's kind of a cool texture. Ooh, I kind of like that, right? Now, this is a small project. You're only going to have room for so many textures. Right now, I got 3. Let's try something where I don't do a coil, right? Maybe I take a small bit of clay and I make a ball. and I put that ball on the eye, and then I take a pencil and I poke into it. Ooh, that would be a fourth texture. Maybe I'll go to make a coil again. So, oh my goodness, again, so many different ways to do it. Make that end really thin. And you got to be careful with this one, because I'm going to kind of make these eyelashes coming off, but I don't want them coming off too far, because if they're too far and too thin, what will happen is that eventually they will break off. My toothpick is really good for pressing in like this to make lines. So that would even possibly be a fifth texture. So now I've shown you a lot. I would love to see what you come up with, because you're probably going to come up with different stuff than I do, to decorate your dragon's eye. In the end, here's one that I finished, right? So now when you're finished with your dragon's eye, we're going to set it to the side to dry overnight. All right, so here's my finished sculpted dragon's eye. Now, you don't have to paint it at all. You could just leave it white, especially if you're doing it at home, but I have my kids use watercolor paints to paint them. And this is kind of a rule that I have. Whatever color you have in the eyeball, you want to use kind of not those colors when you paint the skin around it, right? So I have green and blue in there. I purposely picked reds because I knew the red would make the green pop out. They're opposite colors. So I typically have kids pick about 3 colors to paint the outside with. And if I could give you a tip, I would paint the things that pop out first. Now you're probably like, but all the things pop out. Well, most of them pop out, but there is kind of this underlying base layer. When you paint the things that pop out first, what's going to happen is the paint is going to sink down to the bottom layer, right? So I see this popping out. Let's say I want this yellow, and the paint is going to drip down it to get on the underneath base layer, right? So I tend to like to use lighter colors first, and then what happens is I go down to the bottom base, then I kind of pick a darker color. I know these colors that I'm using on the top here are going to drip down. So if I'm going to use a color last, I tend to want it to be a darker color that goes on the base of the dragon. So as you can see, it's dripping down there, and then I won't have you watch me finish this whole thing, but as you can just see, now this is kind of the base layer, right? So now I'm going to use my red, and you see it's kind of sinking down. And this part I kind of try to be careful with. If I get paint on the glass part, I can always just wipe it off, especially when this is a little bit more dry. But see, now any yellow and orange that dripped onto kind of the bottom part is now being covered up by the darker color red. And it works really nicely when you paint it. When they're all dry, I have kids cut them out or just even peel them off of the white index card. And then we find, again, a color that is not like the colors that they painted their clay. And they just use glue and they glue it on. And now it looks like this beautiful finished piece. So I hope you like this really fun sculptural art project on Art Recycled. I will see you next time. Bye.